Yeah, this should be a good one. Curious to see what he has to say about this.
Whether you're here for Star Rail or Genshin, tell me if what I'm about to say sounds at all familiar. In the beginning, there existed only them, the primordial beasts, be it either the titans or sovereigns. They encompass different aspects of reality, be it elemental like earth and water, or conceptual like war and time. Then one day, humanity came along. The details of their arrival are a bit shoddy and don't really matter, but 'twas after humanity arrived, things were going swimmingly. A utopian-esque era existed that can be described as a golden age or the years of Jubilee, but then something happened. A heretical darkness from beyond the very world itself arrived. Call it either the Black Tide or forbidden knowledge. It's corrupted the very essence of these primordial beasts, causing them to become evil. Vile, nasty creatures turn on the worlds they once called home, causing them to fall victim to endless war, be it either the Chrysos War or the Great War of Vengeance. Following this war, the reign of these so-called primordial beasts would be over, and their authority would be spread amongst the human realm, be it in the form of core flames or elemental authority. However, one thing would complete the worlds, which is a giant cosmic barrier shielding...
Wait, is he relating the core flames to, elemental, like a gnosis? Core flames equal to like a gnosis? That kind of makes sense.
The world off from everything else. Call it either a barrier or a barrier. If none of this sounds familiar, whatever. The stories aren't, a tit for tat a match, but they are kind of like reverberations of one another. I mean, one might even go so far as to say they're echoes of one another, almost like a copy of one long forgotten memory of the other. But why? Is this merely a case of creative redundancy, writers recycling grandiose yet vague antagonistic concepts like the Black Tide, forbidden knowledge, the abyss, or are they all connected?
I also saw that honkaistarrail third had something similar to Black Tide. If not directly called Black Tide itself, right?
Does a connection actually exist between the worlds of Amphoreus and Teyvat? And in truth, all these terms, the Black Tide, the Abyss, are all actually referring to the same wave of cosmic destruction. And now some might be interested to learn, Teyvat does canonically exist in the universe of Star Rail. It's one of the oldest worlds in existence. But
oh yeah, that web event you told me to look at
exists, as so too do the twin sisters Beelzebub and Baal.
Yeah.
And when I say, they're all in the fucking universe, I'm not talking about that one centuries-long image of Otto looking at Dvalin. No, I'm speaking of a bit...
Where the fuck was this at? Who?
About that one centuries-long image of Otto looking at Dvalin.
Otto? Who the hell is Otto? Who the fuck is Otto? Who? Okay, dude, see, that's what I'm talking about. Who the fuck is Otto? I'm not the only one, right? One of the antagonists of a... Okay, he looks exactly like... Created a catastrophe that killed a lot of people and endangered the whole world a couple of times. So, I don't remember who the hell Otto is. Where's the wiki? That's Otto? Huh? Look, that shit's from 3 years ago, brother. I didn't play honkaistarrail third, so I have no idea. Yeah, no idea who the hell that is. But that's okay, because if it's... I mean, yeah.
No, I'm speaking of a bit of lore in a bartender event we got much more recently. It goes a little something like this. Quote, years ago, the Strategic Investment Department of the Interastral Peace Corporation stumbled upon an ancient and long-forgotten planet named Tavyet. This planet's history predates even the birth of some eons. Archaeologists deciphered a captivating legend about this planet from the ancient texts left behind by Tavyet. According to the legend, there was a kingdom on Tavyet ruled by two princesses. The elder sister was a gentle and non-combative ruler, while the younger sister was a brave warrior. When war broke out, in order to protect her younger sister, the elder sister secretly joined the battle, but tragically lost her life. In her final moment, she sealed her consciousness beneath an ancient sakura blossom tree.
Like I said, I really do think it was because it's probably just like mistranslation, they'll explain it as. Like, oh, it was so long ago that through the ancient texts, like, we thought it was spelt like this, but it wasn't.
Hoping to reunite with her sister someday. Years later, a traveler from a distant land guided by the elder sister's consciousness helped the younger sister find the tree. There, the elder sister's consciousness imparted her final teachings and blessings upon her sister, allowing her to grow into a true leader who could guide the kingdom toward peace and prosperity.
They didn't name the tree differently.
The story of these sisters became widely sung by future generations. To commemorate this legendary tale, the IPC decided to create a beverage named Baal Royale, after the elder sister's maiden name, Baal, symbolizing courage, sacrifice, and lost love. Now, this story is pretty much Raiden's second story quest.
Like, if they get all these things right and spell it correctly, why is Teyvat spelled wrong? I guess there's just got to be a reason why.
About how Makoto, the passive one, went to Conria behind Ei, the warrior's back, and died, and then placed her consciousness in Ei's sword, which became active at the Sacred Blossom Tree. But that aside, the first paragraph of this is the most interesting, as it confirms to us that Tavyet, which is just Teyvat written backwards, is a long-forgotten planet born before even some of the eons, meaning the current story in Starrail takes place thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of years after the story of Genshin and everyone on Teyvat, including the world itself, has long since died and was forgotten about.
How do you know?
Until the IPC stumbled upon it, unless they weren't the first ones to stumble upon it. What do I mean? My friends, let me introduce you to the most mysterious...
Dude, I want a pet fox. Imagine having one of those in your house, man. That'd be so cool.
To the most mysterious eon to ever exist, Fuli, the Remembrance. Now, based on their title, you may already know where we're going with this, and you're exactly right for thinking. It's, quote, intellection equals existence, thus memory is the evidence of existence. The eon that presides over the path of remembrance records all that has been forgotten and prepares for the rebirth of the universe. Now, I wonder if we were just talking about a long...
See, this is why you want to play Starrail as well. Because, let's say, we're 2 years into the future. We're getting through Celestia or Conria, wherever the hell we end up, right? We're getting to the end of the quest line. Boom, bang, all of a sudden, BAM! Trailblazers inbound! You know what I'm saying? You never know when the worlds might merge, okay? It'll be like a Jimmy Neutron fucking Fairly Odd Parents crossover episode.
Forgotten planets of particular utmost import. Oh, yes, we were Teyvat. Now, before I go on, if there's any concerns regarding timeline, given Teyvat, as stated earlier, is one of the oldest planets to exist, older than some eons, it's here part of the mystery lies with Fuli, the Remembrance. No one, not the Genius Society, nor the IPC knows when Fuli came into existence. Quotes, there are plenty of mysterious eons in the universe, and Fuli is particularly enigmatic. Nobody in the entire Genius Society and the IPC and the Intelligentsia Guilds knows when they were even born. The Eon of Remembrance had quietly appeared in the annals of the universe as if they were meant to be here, as if they had altered everyone's memory. So it's entirely possible Fuli was around and active when Teyvat was, and given their habit of preserving forgotten worlds, they very well could have made an effort to preserve Teyvat.
What if Fuli in the Honkai universe is fucking around so much that it's affecting the ley lines on modern day Teyvat? Or theory number 2, what if it was Teyvat spelled backwards because this has already happened. We're in a completely new cycle. What if these things are happening at the same exact time? The Teyvat of today is just repeating the story of old Tavyet from years and years ago, thanks to Fuli making Teyvat remember or mimic Tavyet. Thoughts?
Teyvat's memories, the abyss from beyond would become the black tide of Amphoreus. The sky barrier would become the sky barrier. The sovereigns become titans. The great war of vengeance.
Yes, like Samsara. We're just replicating it. Nobody knows. Who knows? The people could be all new. It's just the story again. Think about it. You and me play the same story. I played Genshin when it came out 4 years ago. You played it a year ago. You're just experiencing the story now. It's still the same story. Still the same people. Different times. Same story. It's not really the point I'm making, but I'm just saying, like, it could be any time. This is just the story of today. Fuli's just telling the story now. We know that Aeons are greater than the Celestia, greater than the Primordial one. We know that Aeons are way bigger than them. Primordial one's a little teeny fucking... He's this big. He's this big. Fuli's like this big.
The Chrysos War, but why? And how? And, well, did the nigga actually do it, huh? I guess that's the main question, huh? Sky preserving forgotten worlds, they very well could have made an effort to preserve Teyvat's memories. The abyss from beyond would become the black...
Is that what he just said?
Memory. If they were meant to be here, as if they had altered everyone's memory. So it's entirely possible Fuli was around and active when Teyvat...
Bro, he isn't. Yeah, maybe an emanator. Bro, there's no way. You think one of these eons are just gonna focus on one little planet? No, bro, they don't do that shit. At least according to any of the lore of Honkai so far, bro, they're literal gods, man. Literal gods, massive gods. They don't focus on one planet. Is like their morning cereal, bro. They're the gods of the universe. The heavenly principles are gods of a planet. There's a difference. Levels to this shit.
Was, and given their habit of preserving forgotten worlds, they very well could have made an effort to preserve Teyvat's memories.
Right.
The abyss from beyond would become the black tide of Amphoreus. The sky barrier would become the sky barrier. The sovereigns become titans. The great war of vengeance. The Chrysos War, but why? And how? And, well, did the nigga actually do it, huh? I guess that's the main...
I mean, that's kind of what I said, but I said... Teyvat's still real right now. Like, I still say Teyvat and Amphoreus still could exist at the same time. Maybe he's doing 2 experiments to see which can last longer. Who knows? Because I deep in my heart believed there will be a crossover episode someday. Someday, man. They have to, right? They have to. They can't drag us along that long and not do an eventual crossover episode, bro.
Question. In truth, we don't know. We are far too early in Amphoreus' life cycle to say. However, we do know the remembrance is one of the paths affecting Amphoreus. We do know Fuli has just glanced at the Trailblazer on Amphoreus, and we do know Orynyx, the Time Titan, has long been trying to get Fuli's gaze. If the entire world of Amphoreus is a fractured memory...
See, but that's what's different, is this place knows that eons exist. This place guesses. I'm talking about Amphoreus. Amphoreus has people on it who are talking about the world outside of their world, the stars. Amphoreus knows there's shit beyond their mind. Or their planet. Random shit happening just because that develops into mini Genshins. What? Maybe you have another thought.
Memory of Teyvat created by Fuli. I suppose this could help explain Amphoreus' sky barrier? Kinda. Look, if the entire thing is an experiment or whatever by Fuli, throwing up a barrier to hide us from the rest of the world could explain, well, throwing up the fucking barrier. However, the world's being a memory could also help to explain why the people of Amphoreus speak the same language as the rest of the universe they've never interacted with, have similar devices, are the same species, etc., etc. The biggest question, however, if Amphoreus...
But they have interacted. If the one Titan was seeking his gaze, that means the Titans knew more than what they're allowing their people to. When they were trying to fly up to the firmament in Amphoreus, the one Titan, the Sky Titan, I can't think of his name, shot the planes down, or shot the ships down because he didn't want them experimenting out, seeing beyond their firmament. So the Titans knew. And if they learned everything from the Titans, and the Titans knew the language of beyond, so the Titans gave them the language, and that's how they speak the same language. The Titans knew, just because these guys don't. It's random shit happening, which eventually develops into mini Genshins. I mean, yeah, but like, it's more about how you look at it. It's just the size of the world. Genshin's just a planet, and honkaistarrail, we're in the universe. We're dealing with gods on a universe scale. Genshin, we're dealing with gods on a planet scale. So, like, it makes sense for them to, like, oh, like, yeah, we could all say it's going to be an Easter egg. Oh, it's just kind of like Genshin, you know? They're just Easter egging it. Haha, cool. But, like, bro, like I said, you're really just going to recycle content? Like, we've heard this story before. Like, this is closer to the end of the timeline. Like, is this supposed to be foreshadowing for Genshin? Are you just sharing the story of Genshin with people who haven't played Genshin so you get people to play two gachas at the same time and spend more money? Hey, maybe, right? But I don't think that's the case here. I think at some point we're gonna get a crossover. However, what I just said would be a 5-head business move.
Amphoreus is a memory of Teyvat.
I'm gonna charge $50 for that. You never get free game here.
Where are the people of Teyvat? Unless Fuli provided only the rough outline and didn't one-for-one match the two, why has Amphoreus developed an entirely different culture, way of life than that of Teyvat? Unless, again,
right.
This is a really rough echo. But maybe I'm being too harsh. Maybe the echo isn't super rough, but... maybe.
Who's that?
There's one character from Teyvat that made it to Amphoreus.
Oh my god, who?
He's the only character transferred over.
Who is it?
Because he's the only character that matters. You see,
do you know who it is?
Teyvat, there exists a being so flawless, so ineffable, so perfect. It can only be described as
oh my god.
The progenitor god. From beyond the stars. Oh my god, I turned my monitor into fucking water country. There's fucking waterfalls. Good lord, good gravy. And on Amphoreus, there exists another. You see, on Teyvat, his name may be Phanes, but on Amphoreus, is his name Phanon?
No. I don't know where he was going to go with that, but no.
You know, we do a lot of
There's already a human civilization here. I mean, there's just no equivalence at all.
Whether you're here for...
That was good, though. That was good. I like that.